My name's Bren McInerney. I volunteer in the local community in Gloucestershire and I have done so for 19 years now. It's a very privileged and an opportunity that I don't overlook, take very, very seriously. And it's mainly around how we can better connect nationally and locally. Also within that, I'm very, very proud to be working with the NHS Leadership Academy, and it's very early days yet, but some of the programs that I've been on have allowed me to share my knowledge and experience. Leadership overall, really, in healthcare or any organisation is absolute paramount. I hear the word culture every single day, and I think it's good, really, but I think it's our leaders that set that culture with their behaviours, their attitudes, and their consistent approach to saying, actually, it's not about me, it's what matters to our people and communities, our residents in care homes, our patients, our carers in the NHS. What is it that matters to them? And be consistent about that behaviour and that approach to people as well. And more importantly, spend a little bit more time listening to what is the need as opposed to assuming what is the need. I think that's absolutely crucial in leaders. I look around and I see great leaders in the NHS, but I also see great leaders in other organisations. If we're looking to make sure our leaders are now fit for purpose, and more importantly, fit for purpose for the future going ahead, then we have to actually make sure that we look and seek out those views and voices of patient carers, community groups, really, that all have a really, really invaluable story to share. And I think the good thing about the Leadership Academy is it's open to that change as well. Good leadership for me are people that actually demonstrate that social and emotional intelligence, not just once, not just twice. They're consistent with it in their work and daily lives. And the second thing, I think, really, that humility. I think in terms of leadership for me, it's also about when you have to give uncomfortable messages to our leaders in the NHS, either at a local level or a national level, and at whatever layers within the NHS. Because what you're giving to them is an opportunity for them to think, actually, have we got it right? Do we actually need to change some of it, all of it? And again, I don't come from it from a pay perspective, really. I come from it as a volunteer. This is about the authentic voice I can give you as well. So if I'm going to give you good news or if I'm going to give you not so good news, it'll be as authentic as I can because I don't have an organisation behind me or whatever. I just have a good heart and a good intent. One of the big changes I'd like to see both nationally and locally at every single level of our programmes, that we look through the lens of health and social inequalities. I think we need to make sure that our leaders understand that it isn't just a legal responsibility to do and take responsibility for. I think we need to embed the fact it's a moral responsibility to do as well. It is a big area. If it wasn't a big area, we might have cracked it by now, really. And actually, I think it's something that we will continue have to work towards. But I do think it's possible. I do think it's achievable. And more importantly, it has to be demonstrated by our leaders that actually we will take on these big issues. And more importantly, we understand why we're taking them on. So I think that our opportunity to have a very diverse range of voices around the table, patients, carers, community groups, volunteers such as mine, citizens, and adding all that into the mix, I think what it does, it provides a great intelligence base in which to actually build a programme and also build our leaders for the future. My advice really would be to two things. Firstly, in actually meeting the people on their terms and really understanding where they're coming from. I think the second one is to ensure that we listen, we learn, we reflect, and then we act on that, really, and make sure that those voices aren't all just heard, but they're understood too. It's not an easy task, really. I think sometimes the easy task is to do the easy things that we do. But as we move forward, recognising that we have to be more accountable to our patients and our public and our people and our communities, it actually is a great asset to have. It's a great asset to have and to build on. I've managed to work at the national level across arm's length bodies, be it Public Health England, Care Quality Commission, Health Education England, and others, at a very local level with community groups. And those community groups aren't always the community groups that are at the table. They aren't the ones that are funded largely, and they aren't ones that have a business writer supporting our NHS leaders rather than just actually making huge demands on them, which sometimes are unrealistic. What we need to do is actually we need to work with our leaders. We need to actually support them to be in a good position to do that. We need to support them to be in a safe position when we're asking them to release a little bit of that power and control and whatever, really. We need to make sure we do that. Of course, we should rightly so have expectations on our leaders, but so should our leaders have expectations on us as well. When we look at the NHS Constitution, it's clearly about pledges to me. It's about actually saying this is what we can offer and expect, and this is what you might want to offer and what you might want to expect as well. But I do think that we need to be supporting our leaders to actually do the best job that they can do, and sometimes to support them to make a leap as well, really, into the slightly unknown, but more importantly, a leap that will make those services and experience the best possible we can for our patients, carers and public.